your boy Lamar Space, and we're back with another Space Station conversation. We have another very highly anticipated guest, my boy ChiefShango.
What's going on, y'all?
I hope I'm pronouncing that ChiefShango.
Yeah,
Shango Beats. That's
you
what
like the
about.
third person to get it right for real.
All right, cool. We're...
Everybody say Shango. It's like it's too many people to correct, but now you got it.
Yeah.
It's ChiefShango.
Well, I believe I understand the origin of the name, but we are going to get there. But first, just let's talk about your origins. Now, I mean, a little about where you from, how you got your start in the music game, and take it from there.
Alright, so my origin. So originally I was born in Long Beach, California, but I don't really remember nothing about that for real. I came here when I came to Allentown, I was like less than a year old. So really, Allentown through and through for the most part. You know, how I got my start in the music game is, you know, my father, he was a DJ. Okay. He used to DJ around like New York, PA, Cali when he was out there. My two uncles are DJs as well, you know, and my father used to make these beats. Used to listen to them every day going to like school when I was like, you know, 6, 7 years old. He had like these real like original beats. I always liked it because they didn't sound like stuff you heard on like the radio and stuff, you know what I mean? It was like some real...
Originally crafted, not really samples or nothing like that?
Yeah, he had a Dipset sample.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie. It was hard. It was hard. They were real like eccentric. You know what I mean? I feel like I get a lot of my creative side from him in a sense. Cause he the type like when he got a vision, when he has an idea, he gonna try to find a way to execute. And I feel like with me with the music or anything having to do like the music scene, if I have an idea and I know I want it to be my vision, I gotta find my own way to execute it. I'm kind of against like asking people to help me curate something.
Hey man, I go through the same things.
Yeah, it's like the life of a creative, man. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Life of a creative.
Now, you say you're from Long Beach, and just from what I've seen that you share on social media, you Nigerian at all? Like you got Nigerian roots and stuff like that?
Okay. Yeah, actually that's where the Shango part of ChiefShango comes from. It's just paying homage to my African roots.
Oh, okay.
Because Shango was a Nigerian god in my tribe, the Yoruba tribe. He was the god of war, you know, he was the god of thunder and fire. The story goes like he was the chief of his village, and then another chief came and challenged him, like in a duel of magic, and Shango lost. And so the end of that story goes like, people say he committed suicide because he couldn't take the shame of losing. Others say that he just ascended to godhood. That's how that story went.
Okay. Word.
And the chief, I come from Chief Keef, one of my favorite artists.
Now, I assume because I noticed that you're very much into wrestling just like I am. So I assume Papa Shango, I assume there was some connection there.
Yeah.
And I see that you used the little the plug tag in some of your beats.
Yeah, I got that Shango, What Is Going On. It was from an interview on Papa Shango from like 90, I want to say 93, 94.
With Mean Gene Okerlund.
Yeah. R.I.P. Mean Gene.
All right, so now, when would you say you first put your hands on a set of DJ equipment? When did it really happen for you?
I would say, honestly, at a very young age, but my problem was I didn't know what I was doing back then, so I kind of left it alone.
You didn't want to overstep your...
Yeah, but my thing is I've always loved instrumentals. I've always loved, like, when I listen to, like, especially, like, old songs, like, I love the beat. The beat always carried a certain energy that I knew that beat created the vibe. That's why I never liked when nobody said, oh, the beat's more important than the lyrics, or the lyrics more important than that. No, I think it goes together, and the beat definitely creates a vibe.
We're definitely going to get there. I'm glad you pointed that out, though. I'm definitely going to ask you some questions about that.
Yeah, it's like I always love, whenever I listen to a song and I just hear the beat and I hear how it sounds, I hear the bass, the snares, the claps, the hi-hats, all of that, I always look for that instrumental, yo. Sometimes it's hard to find some instrumentals, but when I find it, it's like a pirate finding treasure. You feel me?
Now, from what I've seen, you definitely like to dabble in the more, how can I say, sort of futuristic kind of video game like The virtual plug beats.
Yeah, look, yeah. Let's get into that real quick. So like virtual plug. The reason why it's called virtual plug is because it's definitely derived from like the plug type sound. I had to give homage to the original plug sound, but I call it virtual plug because honestly, you kind of found that name for me. I'm not gonna lie, because I was on Instagram.
How you throw the suggestion out? Now I mean,
I was on Instagram trying to find a name for my certain type of beats because it's not traditional plug, it's not plug and beat, it's not nothing that's already established. It's definitely sounded different, and I wanted to give it a name for myself and other people to call it. So some people say like arcade beats, some people said like video game beats, but you said
it's a little too basic. I like the virtual.
yeah,
The
virtua. So
yeah.
it's like virtua came from the game Virtua Fighter, which we like, you know, Virtua Fighter, and I model my beats after like fighting game soundtracks. You know what I mean? Like, cause I was a big fan of like Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Dead or Alive, all of that.
Who's your man's in Tekken? Just to get that out the way.
And I had to go with How Wrong, Jin, Law. You feel me?
I might have to whoop you with Kazuya one of these days, man.
Nah,
I have to get in the ring.
Can't
the
do it.
Tekken ring.
I ain't letting that happen. You feel me? Put a dub on it. I'm gone. You feel me?
We'll talk about it. We'll definitely talk
Put
about
a dub on it, man.
So, when you're browsing through these sounds, are you actually going to the game to find the sound? Like you looking up the track online, or are you creating everything from scratch when it comes to the virtual beats?
I used to when I first started, I used to love sampling and like finding loops online, whether it be like samples from like video game soundtracks or just random samples that people made. I used to love doing that because sampling, it's a part of the culture, it's a part of hip hop. Like you just have to dabble in that
Since the beginning, since the very beginning.
But as time went on, you know, I've learned how to like make my own melodies and try to model them after like, you know, the fighting game soundtracks or like these futuristic sounds. Just something like eccentric for people to vibe to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's interesting because literally, I don't know if you remember the Dragon Ball Budokai series.
Yeah.
A lot of those songs and sounds were found to be used from other orchestrated tracks.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, so I was wondering, like, if you ever were to do a sample, or if you have, is it tough getting that cleared at all, or have you even went through that process?
Man, look, nothing's really cleared. But then again, I don't really got a name. People don't really find me for nothing. You know, it ain't nothing.
I want to say that. Now, I mean, people looking. People definitely are looking.
Hey, as far as I know, man, if people are looking, nothing got taken down yet. But I got no problem taking.
Not in a negative way, but all right.
Yeah,
I feel what you
in
mean.
a negative way, I meant.
Yeah.
But I don't got no problem taking anything down or anything like that. Especially now, that's part of the reason why I started creating my own melodies. So stuff like that would not happen for real.
All right, cool. So, where are we going to go next? You really, I see online that you're really about fighting for the producer. What is your plight like right now? What are you going through?
Man, it's like, man, you gotta give respect to your producers, man. To all the rappers, y'all gotta give respect to your producers, man. They literally are part of at least 40% of your career. You know, give respect to your producers. Pay your producers. Pay them for the service that they provide you, especially if they not really, especially if it's like on a business level, you're not really cool with them like that. You know, show something to your producers. Promo anything. You know what I mean? Like,
shit, even just putting the little credit in the caption.
Yeah, because it's like, even if we do a song for you, like, for free, man, that's still promotion for us. If you just credit us, that's all. You feel me? Just show us some love. That's all I ask.
So you definitely believe that it has to be a harmony together. Not one is above the other.
Yeah, no, we can't.
Because I think that's something on the rappers part. I feel like rappers, because producers seem like y'all the ones who be making money. You know what I mean? Y'all offering your services, providing sounds and stuff like that. While the rappers, they just rapping. So I feel like when it comes to the problem of showing love, it might have to do with a little bit of that. Maybe they think that, oh shit, that's just a beat. But what I'm saying is what y'all should be listening to.
it's like, look, when it comes to like the rappers, let's face it, like the rappers, they kind of like the stars because they in the forefront of everything. Like when you look like throughout 90s, 2000s, 2010s, it was always majority rapper getting all the shine. The producer, he get his little shine depending on who he is, you know, especially as like an original sound, he'll get his shine, but it was always like the rapper. The rapper was always in the forefront, getting that spotlight.
It's your time now. I feel like.
Yeah.
So you seen I'm assuming you seen Genius. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are some of your influences, if any, when it comes to the producing game?
Influences. So first, I gotta go with DJ Paul and Juicy J for 3-6 Mafia.
You're only 22, but you know your shit.
Yeah, yeah, I have to. That the Memphis game in the 90s was something serious. It was something serious. That's why it came back around crazy in the 2010s. Other producers that inspired me, DJ L from Chicago.
DJ L.
When he did all those drill beats, those Chicago drill beats, the Chicago drill scene was something different when it came out.
Was he from the other side? Because I know like DJ Moondog, DJ Bands, those guys. DJ L, he sounds familiar. Sounds like I've heard the name before, definitely.
Lil Herb, Kill Shit.
Oh, okay.
A lot of Lil J shit.
A lot of Lil J. That's why. He was
a lot of Lil J shit. Tay 600 with the shits. He produced all that. You know that sound. Yeah. Also Arrogant, DJ L.
Yeah, that is definitely coming back.
Yeah,
definitely.
Who else? A lot of producers. I noticed somebody named Perk Dog. Remember like Xavier Wolf, that type stuff.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, that underground scene. It's like where it's kind of animate like cloud rap, like that old.
So that's what you would call that, like Sick Go. Those kind of sounds.
Yeah,
that's what it.
Yeah. Even Chief Keef himself, like when he produces his stuff, it sounds very from like Back from the Dead too. That was something like he curated something for himself. You know what I mean? Like it's stuff like that. Now, and like that just helps me create the sound that I try to look for.
Just being yourself, looking for your own sound, not really looking at what other people's doing. You want to do ChiefShango do.
Because every time I try to follow like a blueprint, it never really, for me, I feel like it never works out. I have to really do everything myself from point A to point B. Especially when it comes to music, I can't follow nobody else's blueprint. I don't like following nobody's rules. I don't like following nobody's standards. I hated that. Even growing up, it's like, listen to mainstream. I was one of them kids like, yo, all this shit sound the same. You know what I mean?
You want to go buy a couple mixtapes, see what the underground was like.
Yeah, it's like the underground stuff was, yo, them Memphis, like them old 3-6 Mafia tapes from like 91 and 94. Yo, that was some of the craziest shit I've heard. You know what I mean? Like that stuff influenced me rapper wise. I was a big 50 Cent fan. I was a Redman fan. That Malpractice CD, that was something for me. Onyx, you know.
Onyx, some legends right now.
Onyx, yeah, Sticky Fingers, one of my favorite rappers of all time. Trying to tell you, like I be like really into this type shit. I try to get my shit from everywhere, you know, and try to like see where I could find some influence. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I want to talk a little bit about Scapegoat Radio. And I believe you did something on Instagram Live where you had people come join. Was that Scapegoat Radio 2 or was that something different?
It's a whole history behind that. So the history is Scapegoat. Scapegoat, I got the name from supposed to do a little clothing thing with a couple of people in college. I went to Northampton, by the way.
Oh, okay.
But long story short, shit got fucked up. Like nobody was really doing it for real. So they changed the name and all that. So I asked the person who did it, let me get that Scapegoat name. He said, whatever. So Scapegoat was a collective at first. Me and a couple of rappers and a DJ, specifically DJ Band. Shout out Band, because he basically taught me all I know on the DJing side, because I also DJ as well. Scapegoat was a collective of like these like super, super underground rappers. And you know, my philosophy was like, Why are we trying so hard to push things individually? When you work as a unit, you could.
This is what I've been fighting for.
You could come up together.
2-3 years now.
You feel me? So it's like when you work as a unit, like Raider Clan, that was a failed blueprint, but at the end of the day, it was hot at that time. 2011, ASAP Mob, that's a unit. Pro Era, that's a unit. 3-6 Mob, all these units that came together. Wu-Tang, they came together.
So you're definitely a believer in teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, you feel me? But then it's like, it was a collective. We had our little thing. We was trying to do it, but then, you know, energy wasn't there no more. People want to do their own shit. So I just escaped. The radio came in because, you know, all these DJ pages, you know, they're posting all these high profile names, but we don't have nobody for, you know, the low profile names. So I think, fuck it, why not? I'm gonna start my own shit. You feel me? But like I said, some of the energy wasn't there. So I just kind of deaded the whole collective, and I just made it strictly a radio page now, DJ page. And so since like 2020, I've been doing just hosting songs, mixtapes for people, either on my page or on their page, so they could get their plays. I give my money and my recognition.
See, now, yeah, I've been wanting to do something like that myself for a while, but like as you said, if not everybody is working together on the same page.
The Valley definitely needs something like that.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, it might take a little longer when you're doing it by yourself. Are you strictly by yourself, or do you got people that still, not when they can, they offer?
Yeah, I like my man's DJ band when he can, and DJ Rowdy. Shout out those two DJs. When they can, they definitely help me like host some things, get my name out there. It's promotion all around. You know, I also help them out on a slight tip. I got a couple artists that I post. Like I got some people from, you know, Atlanta, you know, Carolina.
Name those folks, put them out there, give them a spotlight.
Shout out Blocks, man. Free Blocks, man. He locked up right now. But Blocks,
Free Blocks.
Blocks is the main reason. He's one of the main reasons why my shit is turned up. You know, I be hosting like artists like. These are all gonna be these. Some names you may not know, some you do. I be hosting like Fat Fooly. My man's 334 Splash from Alabama. He's one of my. I also produce for him too. He's one of the best people to work with. You know. Shout out Fled. Shout out DTK Dave. It's too many to name, but they know who they are. They know who they are.
Or definitely want to put those.
Shout out Ace. Shout out Yukio. That was the collective I used to be in. Man, shout out Yukio. They really helped me. They also help with my sound too. I'm basically a fan of them, you know. I also believe you could be a fan of your friends.
Yes, it's not dick riding to support and show love to your friends. You could give your friends a little bread towards their business. You could share a couple videos, write a whole paragraph about them. It's not dick eating when it's somebody that you've known and that
you're supposed to support your friends.
You're supposed to do that.
You're supposed to do that. So, I don't know where we got to this stage where you can't show hella love for your friends, or it's weird.
Or just even if it's somebody that you really support and want to see win, there's nothing wrong with writing them and expressing how you feel. And
right.
You might probably giving them pointers on what they could utilize in their business, stuff like that. Now, I mean, it's just all about having an open ear.
Or throw a couple dollars their way if they got a business.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, support the creatives.
Like some of y'all be knowing, some of y'all friends be doing clothes, but you don't show no type love. But
I mean,
that's
why they going out to the print shop. Now, I mean, they could be cutting and sewing and buying their own press and doing the shit themselves. But you know,
we digress.
Yeah, we digress. So, what's next for Scapegoat Radio, the platform?
Man, look, honestly, I'm kind of taking it, you know, day at a time. It's as it comes. Like I'm definitely I'm still in the learning process. I think I'm gonna always be in the learning process. But I'm throughout this 4-year journey from 2018 to now, I think I've learned a whole lot on the producing side, the DJing side. I'm still learning the business side. It's tricky, but
that's where I'm on right now, learning the business of everything.
But I'm definitely in a better place than I was 4 years ago. You know what I mean? And my original, I had a plan, you know, try to put some Valley art. You seen it? I tried to
Bro,
put some things
in the
together.
same boat. I tried to give people game, try to bring people within circles, try to get people to learn new skills. But if that's not what their passion is, if they don't have the drive for it,
Yeah,
you can't bring a horse of water and expect them to drink, whatever the saying is.
yeah. It's just I don't know. It's hard to say. It's like some people lack the real drive. Cause remember 2017, everybody wanted to be sneakerheads.
Everybody, yeah.
2018, everybody wanted to be gangsters.
2019, everybody wanted to make clothes.
No, they doing that now. In 2019, everybody want to be rappers.
Yeah,
Everybody want to
yeah,
be
yeah,
rappers. Everybody was
rappers.
trying to make them same type songs. It's like the same rappers I seen 3 years ago. 80% are not active. What happened?
Hey, man. That's why I always tell myself, like, even when shit seems slow, shit might not go in the way I want it to,
Mm-hmm.
but that's why you build and just give time to your craft. You know what I mean? The
Right.
results will show. The fruits of your labor will come as long as you stick to it. You know what I mean? Sometimes news is slow. You know what I mean? Might not be shit to talk about, but I know that I'm within the culture so much that I could share some type of information about something that's going on,
Right.
something that I'm interested in that I want other people to know about. Just different things to keep whatever you got going. You don't have to stop because you're not getting a certain amount of likes on a song. You don't have to stop because you're not getting shares.
Honestly, I do this shit. Sometimes I do this shit for me.
Exactly.
I just create and I just put the art out there. I don't wait for something to get 1,000 plays or 500 likes. Some shit might not hit till like 5 years later. I've learned that when you watch like some of our favorite artists, some shit don't hit till like a certain time.
People be working on stuff for years and it'll come out
Yeah.
10 years after they planned the whole shit.
It's time. It's just you just gotta have time and patience.
Well, we can wind down a little bit. Now, one thing I've been interested in wanting to ask you for a while now,
Yeah.
that you partake in Twitter Spaces. It's a lot of wild stuff that's going. You got a bit of a presence on Twitter. I'll give you that.
I don't got no presence,
And
man.
people, they fuck with you on there, from what I see.
I ain't shit on Twitter, man. I'm just a regular guy, same in real life, just a regular guy. You know what I mean?
What goes down in Twitter? I see some discussions that I'll be like, okay, I might could get down with that. I don't join in because I don't know. I just never joined Twitter Space, but I would like to know.
Honestly, Twitter space. Look, Twitter. Everybody knows Twitter is an interesting app. Off the jump, but some days people be talking about like the African diaspora wars. Some people are fake activism on Twitter. Some people just be talking. Like when you walk in the classroom and like 8 o'clock, it's just people just be talking about whatever's going on during the day. I try to have Twitter spaces like with creatives, right? Doing creatives. We talk about like different things like, video games, movies, what we used to like way back, like just stuff surrounding the media. But there would be some days I'll just be in there, acting a fool, cracking jokes, doing all type of, just bullshitting.
I ain't gonna lie. I do be wanting to join, but I don't want to be the guy that joins in. People know it's like, oh, look at this fucking nigga in the corner.
That's what's probably gonna happen.
See,
look, I'll back up. That's my man. Yo, you don't gotta do that to him. That's my man's for real. But no, sometimes I be in there with some, with some popular people. Like, I just be chilling,
just doing your own thing.
Yeah, like for the most part, especially for like a big space. This is in real life too. When I'm in a big space in a big crowd, I don't really talk. But when it's like a small, like maybe like 4 or 5 people, I'm vocal.
Word. So, this is a couple more things that I wanted. It's more of advice I want to get from you. You know what I mean? So, you say you've done the DJing thing.
Yeah, like the DJing thing. I was always interested in because my father and my 2 uncles, and then like when you remember like some like those old like DJ holiday tapes, like who else, like DJ Young JD in Chicago used to do the drill songs. I was interested in that too. I'm not gonna lie, cause that was very interesting. Like this is another form of DJing.
Yeah.
And I used to not like DJ Khaled. I didn't think he was a real DJ. I never understood what he did for real. But when I actually got behind it and did it, I understand. He facilitates. He has a plan. He gets his resources, gets his people together, and he executes. And before I actually called myself like a DJ, I was already doing that. Because it was
just a part of you.
Yeah, because like I said, the quote unquote low profile, I wish I didn't use that phrase, but that's what it is right now. I was doing that for them because some of them didn't have nobody to do it for them. So I figured, you know what? I'm already half stepping in this. Might as well just
take the full leap.
Yeah, just go full blast with it. And it's just like, honestly, when I can't produce, when I have like my block on the producing side, let's go to the DJ side.
You go through that? Go through blocks?
Oh, of course, man. I think any creative goes through a certain block. But my block also comes from me trying to like overwork and overcompensate if I miss a couple days. Try to force shit to happen. So I have to step off and just play the game, do something else.
Clear your mind for a minute.
Get on Twitter Spaces, do something. And then I come back with a fresh mind, fresh ears, and a will to succeed, you feel me?
So now, what I wanted to ask, so how do you structure, because if I were to step full force into the music game, I think I'm not a rapper at all. I can see myself doing more so the DJ thing. So I create playlists on the Space Network Media website, but one thing I feel like I struggle with is structure.
Mm-hmm.
What do you look for when you're structuring a playlist or just a list of songs just to play or just to have the people listen to? What do you look like? What does Shango look for?
It depends. So I'll give you one example of a good playlist I could do, right? If it's like virtual plug, a virtual plug playlist, right? I'll try to structure everything like for songs, I go from like slow, damn near like it could be like soft romantic, and then like through like towards the middle and the end, I'll put on some like energetic turn shit that make you want to speed down 78. You know what I mean? That's just one structure. There's many different ways to structure something. You just gotta find your blueprint. Just find your way. I don't really, like I said, I don't look towards nobody else's structure. I might get influence, like I might get like some advice, but other than that, I still have to do my own thing.
Exactly.
It's really how you feel, how you interpret this shit. It's how you want to do. And sometimes you could probably do just no structure. At first, at least, and then you build from there.
Once you start seeing some traction, when you start seeing some feedback, what people like, what people are interested in.
And once you understand yourself and what you have that attracts people, then you could, build your structure from there and how you move forward.
All right. So while you're still growing and navigating through this producer DJ space, is there anybody that you would like to work with, anybody that you have your eye on, anybody that has reached out to you that you didn't expect at all?
There's a couple, there's a couple. Like I know some on the low tip that I've worked with. Like I'll give some names like Ace, Maceo, Cray Santana, Valenti O2. These are the guys I worked with that were in this collective Yukio. Like they really helped me, especially in my later part of my career. And they're original, they're just raw as hell. You feel me? Just original. On the high tip, there's this one producer that I'd be cool with, Ugly Friend. He even sent me his email and shit to send some shit his way. You feel me? I've worked with somebody. I want to work with this one producer, Venus 808. I'm real big on the underground side.
You want to build the people that haven't been heard yet. You want to give them
not even just that. It's just when it comes to like the underground, on that side, it's a lot more creative. People are more hungry. People want to really stand out. Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. But on the good, let's just say on a positive note, people really have to try to stand out. They create the best work. When it comes to the industry, yeah, it gets a little
iffy.
It gets a little tame, yeah. You know, we all see it. It's just when it comes to the industry, it's like it's cookie cutter. It's cookie cutter.
Basic. Now I mean, you probably heard it before. Now I mean, they get something from a higher up.
I'll say this: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But a breath of fresh air
is always needed.
Yeah, it definitely helps.
So, what do you have coming up? What is some things that you would like to do? And I mean, give all your shout outs, give all your plugs and all that.
Honestly, what I'm just making more beats, trying to figure out more sounds to play with, DJing, trying to, come shop with me. I'll get your song on my page, most affordable prices in the community too. Promise you that. I don't try to head crack nobody because I know how it is. I try to work with all budgets, I'm responsive feedback, you feel me? I don't just take your money, you don't hear from me, I communicate. I welcome communication and feedback. I don't dismiss it and be like, oh, you're bugging me, like what are you doing? Like, nah, I don't do it. That's just
very open to the people, very open to the public.
You feel me?
Anybody want to shout out? Anybody want to show love to on the Space Network conversation?
Man,
Space Network Media.
I already shouted them out, shout Free Blocks, shout out DJ Bansh, DJ Rowdy, shout out all of you Keo, shout out Splash, shout out Angela, shout out Huncho, so many, man, it's a whole lot. And shout out everybody that's been with me through the journey. I really appreciate that.
I've definitely been rocking with you.
Yeah, shout out Spacely right here, you feel me? Like, one of the few in the Valley. Shout out Spacely. We trying
to do stuff for y'all, man. Trying to give y'all a spotlight.
And shout out Fetty too, man.
Shout out Fetty.
I need one of them hats, man. Support your great brothers. You feel me?
Shout out to the whole Bethlehem. Shout out to everybody in Allentown that's doing their thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Shout out to ones that's actually doing their thing.
Yeah. I'm glad you pulled through. I'm glad you came through. You know what I mean? We've been waiting to do this. But one thing that I like is we do have time. You know what I mean? You're doing way more now than you probably were doing 2018. I'm doing more.
I'm a lot more. When it comes to this, I'm a lot more focused. I need to be a little more focused, but I think I'm doing better than 2018 now. I have the direction. I just had to learn from the mistakes I'm making.
We could all use some discipline.
Yeah. So, I'll be trying, man.
Just make sure y'all stay tuned for the next one. I hope we can definitely do this again. I'm definitely going to be hitting you up for some beats because I definitely need some intros and some stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Already knowing.
Definitely trying to make some upgrades to the product. So,
yeah, look, man, you can always hit me for advice on, how to, if you need some music, new sounds, advice on, just anything. You feel me? That's what I like doing. I love, even though I'm not like the most well-known or the most knowledgeable, I try to give. You feel me? I try to give. I try to help. I get that from my father too. You always try to be a helping hand. I don't know. It's sometimes some people don't really like respect it, but I don't know. It's just in my nature to be a helping hand to people. I love doing that.
I make sure nobody step all over you. That's what it is.
Of course.
I mean, people think they could take advantage, but
of course, I learned that the hard way too. Trust me, man.
Shit, we gonna spread the wealth, and we definitely gonna lock in.
You feel me?
Lamar Spacely, ChiefShango.
Yeah, me.
And we'll be back with another one.
Yeah.
We out of here.
You feel me?